Hey, welcome to World Entertainment. And we've discussed all these things regarding these videos today, and I'll just say it again in this one that these were all recorded on Monday, so this isn't an April Fool's or anything like that, because those are the type of videos you'll get, and all the stories and articles and stuff you'll get for the movies will all be April Fool's crap, so we won't really know what's true and what's not. There'll probably be fake adverts put out there. It's like, oh, brand new Superman image or something, and look, Batman's actually in it, Batman's going to be in the movie. You're probably going to get crap like that. So I made it a point to myself to do videos on the Monday for Tuesday, because God only knows what's real and what's not come the Tuesday news. But this story's been doing the rounds. Now, we've heard that the Russo brothers, apparently Kevin Feige is losing faith in them after The Electric State came out. But that seems to be getting proper traction now. But they're also now getting blamed for Jennifer Salke being fired. And yes, be under no illusion, she was fired from that position. She's not standing down. So let's have a look at the article that actually talks about this, because this really is a Russo brothers problem that these companies are going to start having if this is all true. So it's saying some interesting developments have come out of the recent departure of Amazon executive Jennifer Salke, head of Amazon MGM Studios, which may involve the Russo brothers and possibly even Kevin Feige. Thursday saw the bomb drop that Jennifer Salke had exited Amazon, with it later claimed she was fired. A report surfaced suggesting Salke was fired because of James Bond, Rings of Power, and potentially Christopher Nolan. Now, a new report suggests Citadel might also be to blame. The series was produced by Joe and Anthony Russo, with Russo also directing an episode. The 6-episode first season had a massive $300 million budget, roughly $50 million per episode, making it one of the most expensive TV shows ever made. The problem? The viewership didn't justify the price tag. It also doesn't help that Citadel hasn't been well received by critics, with a 51% score on Rotten Tomatoes and just 62% audience score. As a result of Salke's departure from Amazon, Citadel now faces an uncertain future. According to Deadline, while Season 2 is currently in the works, the 2 international spin-offs are still waiting on renewal decisions. The report also notes that plans for additional spin-offs, including one set in Mexico, have been put on hold, with the focus now shifted to completing the main show's second season. Deadline further suggests that Citadel Season 3 will face major hurdles when it comes up for renewal, especially without Salke at the head of the studio. Well, it's a similar tale to the recent rumour that Kevin Feige is now concerned about the Russo brothers directing Marvel's Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. In a similar situation, the Russos' new Netflix movie, The Electric State, which came with an exuberant $275 million budget, also seems to have flopped. The film didn't get nearly as many views as the Russos' previous films they were involved with, including the Extraction movies and The Grey Man. By the way, I just put it to you this way when it comes to Extraction, because everyone says they've done nothing successful except for Extraction since they left. They produced Extraction. That's it. That's all they did with Extraction. I don't think they had any input with the story or anything. They produced it. They didn't direct it or anything like that. So they were literally only in that as producers. The Electric State is also getting crushed by critics with a 16% Rotten Tomatoes score, with fan scores lukewarm at 70, which goes down to 21 when you go to all audience score as well, by the way. So, according to recent rumours, following The Electric State underperforming, Kevin Feige is so concerned with the Russo brothers directing Doomsday and Secret Wars, both with monumental budgets, that Feige has decided to step in to closely oversee the process, including the script, to ensure the films turn out as strong as possible. Worth to mention is that Jeff Snyder also said the script isn't even finished, with it sounding like they will finish it on the fly, known as the Marvel way. Which, yeah, we have heard that as well. Not just that, right up until they did a 5.5 hour presentation of empty chairs to reveal some of the cast. And there's probably a good reason why it's only some of the cast. It's because right up until they actually did that, we've heard that they did not have anyone locked down into a contract to return for those movies. Then they dropped 27 names, and guess what? There's people going, why aren't all these people announced yet? Possibly because they haven't actually locked them down yet, which is the other issue. Now, the idea of Kevin Feige stepping in to keep a closer eye on it and to oversee it, guess what? He's done that for the entire bloody universe since Endgame. It's all been Kevin Feige. He's the one that has been in full control, and we've watched how much of a disaster it's all become. Look, all you have to do is look at the opening credits of any of the movies or shows. What's the first thing that pops up? A Kevin Feige production. He makes sure that you know he's front and center, and it's been a shit show ever since. So the idea of him gonna be there to oversee and make sure that this is done properly is a sign of equal disaster, as much as bringing these two guys back who have not had a hit since they left the MCU, much like the actors. Because as soon as the actors stepped away from doing the MCU and started doing their own things, they all failed. So yeah, by the looks of it, they are getting blamed for a lot of things, and they are going to be a big issue. The fact that they are spending so much money on crap that nobody's watching, that when they do, they go, what the hell is this? And it all flops. Yeah, it's not a great sign. Now, the idea of them being one of the reasons that Jennifer Salke was fired, yeah, putting that much money into a show that nobody's watching, it's understandable. But I would say it's more to the fact of James Bond being an absolute disaster because they cannot figure out what to do, and they spent over $4 billion on getting it, and then had to spend another $1 billion to get full control of it. And then of course they spent $1 billion for 2 seasons that nobody watched of Rings of Power. Yeah, I think it's a little more of her own fault rather than the Russo brothers. But either way, there is a massive problem, and that problem is the Russo brothers. So it's not looking good for any of this crap coming up, really, is it? Only time is actually going to tell. So with that, I shall leave it there for this one. Like, share, subscribe. You know the drill. Cheers, and I will catch you in the next one.